Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Tonight we tear the mask off the criminal vandalism being committed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Well, this vlog will expose exactly how PTI and Sohail Afridi are looting a wounded province and then crying, victim. The points that we will uncover: firstly, the real motive behind the newly charged rhetoric and victim narrative. Secondly, how PTI builds pressure, performs zero governance, then blames institutions for the removal. Thirdly, why this time PTI will not be allowed to become political martyrs. Fourthly, KP's collapsing healthcare system exposed through real ground examples. Fifthly, the shocking cost of political rallies funded from the public treasury. Sixthly, the weekly Adiala Jail convoys paid with taxpayer money. Further, the financial bluff, the fabricated crisis letter used to distract the public. Furthermore, internal corruption, illegal foreign funding, and systematic siphoning of public resources. We will also explore the ultimate question: where did the money go? No drama, no sugarcoating. Buckle up, just facts, numbers, and brutal accountability. Firstly, so what is behind this newly charged rhetoric and the further deterioration in the performance of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government under this vandalism expert, Sohail Afridi? Well, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is walking the same path it walked when it was in the federal government. You see, after 2 or 2.5 years, they realize their performance is zero, divided by zero. Then they create such an environment where the government and institutions have no option left except to remove them from the power. So when they are removed from the government, they come onto the streets and start crying, claiming they were not allowed to govern. Isn't that funny? They have only one move, and that is to become political martyrs. But this time, the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa must understand that they will not be allowed to become political martyrs anymore. They want governor's rule to be imposed so they can come on the streets and say that the same thing happened to them that happened to Imran Khan. So now let's analyze Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's failed healthcare system and Chief Minister Sohail Afridi's false claims. What do the ground realities actually reveal? Let me explain. On December 14, Chief Minister Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Sohail Afridi claimed in a cohort rally that KP's health system is better than Punjab's. But when these claims are tested against ground realities, a completely different and alarming picture emerges. The fact is that KP's health department is drowning in corruption scandals, mismanagement, and institutional decay. One clear example of this crisis is that the CT scan machine in the provincial capital Peshawar has been out of order for 15 long years. Yes, you heard me right, 15 long years, raising a serious question mark over the province's health infrastructure. If the system was truly better, the capital's diagnostic facilities would not be paralyzed like this. Similarly, the Molla Khan Sarai Tehsil headquarters hospital in South Waziristan, equipped with 40 beds and basic surgical, medical, gynecology and dental facilities, it was handed over to an NGO under the public-private partnership. Due to lack of timely funding, the hospital has been completely shut down for a year, forcing thousands of patients to travel to far-off regions for the treatment. Furthermore, the embezzlement of over 500 million rupees in the office of the Director General Health Services Peshawar, it proves that the corruption in KP has now become a systematic practice. Despite clear evidence of fake billing and illegal payments and official collusion, the provincial government's silence amounts to implicit complicity, causing direct harm to the public and the health system. Meanwhile, instead of acknowledging and rewarding the doctors who exposed corruption in the Sehat Card program, they were suspended for 120 days, proving that truth tellers are being punished while corruption is protected. Similarly, doctors and health workers serving in merged districts under AIP have not been paid for 6 to 8 months. Neither they have been regularized nor paid on time, leading to inevitable protests and boycotts, putting already fragile public health facilities under severe threat. Another alarming decision is that the health department has decided to gradually hand over 58 government hospitals to private companies, while at a time when hospitals are already suffering from lack of medicines, machinery and staff. This privatization move will make treatment even more expensive and inaccessible for the poor, the awam, while leaving the public health system at the mercy of private interests. Well, a game well played. Government hospitals are deteriorating, basic facilities are disappearing, patients are suffering, and doctors and staff are working under unbearable pressure due to lack of resources. Well, under such circumstances, calling the health system better is equivalent to rubbing salt into the wounds of the awam. In the light of all these facts, the Chief Minister's claim clash with ground realities and appear to be nothing more than political statements. KP does not need slogans and rallies. It desperately needs transparent policies, practical reforms, and real accountability. Otherwise, this health crisis will deepen further. Okay, now coming to how much does one political rally cost the provincial government in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? According to conservative estimates, since Sohail Afridi took oath as Chief Minister, the KP government has spent 900 million rupees on political rallies and 100 million rupees on Adiala visits. So let me prove it with facts. Sohail Afridi took oath as Chief Minister of KP on 15th October 2025 in just 2 months until 14 December 2025. He held 7 major political rallies and made nearly 10 visits to the Adiala Jail. Let me take you through the list of the rallies. 24 October 2025 Char Sadar Rally, 25th October 2025 Bara Tehsil Khyber District Rally, 26 October 25 Karak Rally, 15 November Deer Rally, 19 November Aptabad Rally, 7 December Peshawar Hayatabad Sports Complex Rally, 13 December 25 Kohat Rally. Well, each rally hosts 7,000 to 10,000 participants, each paid 2,000 to 3,000 rupees per person by the party. Food, transport and other arrangements are also funded by the provincial government. Now let's calculate approximate cost per rally. Talking about the administrative costs. Stage, sound system, lights, 5 to 8 million rupees per rally. Tents, chairs, venue setup, 5 to 7 million. Generators, technical arrangements, 4 to 5 million. Total administrative cost per rally, 25 to 30 million rupees. Now the expenses on the participants. Payment per person, average 2,500 rupees. Food, 1,000 rupees per person. Transport, buses, vehicles, 8 to 9.5 million. So the total participant expense per rally, 30 to 40 million rupees. Talking about the security cost now. 1,100 to 1,500 police personnel deployed. Allowances, fuel, vehicles, it's 4 to 5 million. Total cost per rally is 100 to 120 million rupees. Is that not alarming? Total cost of the 7 rallies that I just mentioned, 700 to 900 million rupees. Now let's come to Adiala visits and the expenses. Each Adiala visit involves a convoy of 40 to 50 vehicles, mostly SUVs like Prados and Land Cruisers. Well, the distance from Peshawar to Adiala, Rawalpindi, it's 225 km. The round trip cost 450 to 500 km. Let's talk about the fuel calculation. Petrol, 263 rupees per litre. Diesel, 279 rupees per litre. Average fuel price is 271 rupees per litre. Well, average fuel per vehicle for round trip is 100 to 110 litres. Fuel for 45 vehicles, 5,000 to 5,500 litre. So the fuel cost per visit is 2.5 to 3 million rupees only. Now let me give you the other costs. Security allowances, 1.5 to 2 million. Vehicle maintenance, drivers, logistics, 2 to 2.5 million. Total cost per Adiala visit, 8 to 9.5 million rupees. Total cost of 10 visits, approximately 100 million rupees. If food, protocol, luxuries and additional expenses are included, the cost crosses 120 million rupees. During this period, nearly every week, the Chief Minister conducted 1 rally and 1 Adiala visit. These Adiala visits are not private. Government protocol, vehicles, fuel, staff and security are all funded by the taxpayer money. That means it's you who's paying. So on one hand, the province suffers from economic crisis, collapsing health and education systems and resource shortages, and on the other hand, crores are spent on political activities. What a shame. Well, the real question is, when hospitals in KP lack medicine, schools lack basic facilities, and even police lacks proper resources, is spending public funds this way ethical, constitutional, or in public interest? Political rallies may be part of politics, but when their cost is placed on the shoulders of the poor masses, the awam, this is not political activity, it is exploitation of public trust. Well, now is the time to present a transparent account of the economy of rallies and Adiala visits. Because eventually, this money does not belong to any political party, it belongs to the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the people have the right to question. Now let's discuss. PTI's fabricated drama of financial crisis, and the letter written about it is actually another play to distract from corruption and misgovernance. The so-called PTI financial crisis is not a compulsion, it is a calculated diversion from catastrophic governance and corruption in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Well, the party that ruled KP for years is now raising hue and cry over a financial crisis rather than answering for the destruction it caused to the province. Instead of responding to failures in health, education, law and order and development projects, PTI has staged yet another drama, and they're good at it. Well, every child in KP now knows how PTI is siphoning off crores daily through the terror crime nexus. Well, if there is truly a financial crisis, whose money funds the chief minister's daily multi-crore rallies? Where does the money come from? This is the same party that has already been proven guilty in the illegal foreign funding. The cases, with Election Commission rulings on record. A party caught taking illegal foreign funds, begging for donations from its own lawmakers is nothing but sheer deception. PTI wants to normalize its financial irregularities just to hide the corruption it has committed. The question isn't why the party lacks money. The real question is, where did the foreign funding go? So here the question rises, who funds the crores and billions spent daily on PTI's social media operations? Do you have an answer to that? This letter is simply another attempt to distract the public from corruption, incompetence and failed governance. Now here's the summary of PTI's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government: maximum resources, minimum performance. KP takes 94% of its revenue from the federal government, meaning the province is practically running entirely on Islamabad support. From 2010 until now, 700 billion rupees extra were received under the war on terror, yet neither security improved nor governance changed. Per capita budget is higher than Punjab, but the results are shameful. Literacy rate, 55%. Access to clean water, 82%. Hospital beds, 0.5 per 1,000 population. Vaccinations rate, 71%. The development budget performance is also disgraceful. Let's go through it. Out of 468 billion rupees, only 230 billion were spent. Audit objections exceed 300 billion. Where is all this money going? Do the people of KP not have the right to ask? Is there anyone who will hold these corrupt PTI mafia accountable? The worsening condition of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the incompetent governance of Sohail Afridi, intoxicated by Imran love. Public patience is running out. My question to you, is this your governance? Is this the new KP? Is this what you call change? Well, Mr. Sohail Afridi, blinded by obsession with Imran, listen carefully. Has your obsession with a convicted man blinded your wisdom, duty, faith and honor? Are this province, these people, these martyrs less important than a trending hashtag? Remember, you are the chief minister, not a personal servant of any leader. You, mister, were elected to govern, not for photo sessions outside Islamabad High Court, not for frequent trips to Adiala Jail, not to police a political master. The question is not where you were. The question is, where was your conscience? Terrorism is engulfing the province. Officers and soldiers are being martyred daily. Governance has collapsed. The treasury is empty thanks to you. Audit objections are sky high. police administration and public, they're helpless. And you, Mr. Sohail Afridi, if you still don't understand, remember, the public's patience is overflowing. People of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa remain silent for long, but when they rise, they drag the tyrant, they do not hesitate. This is your very own Fariha Farooq. You're watching 360 Digital English. Take care. Allah Hafiz.